as well. The guys at the caster desks touched on it already, but that level 2, the invade and the level 2 gank, I feel like really accelerated the game for TSM.
Big surprise. Team solo mid goes mid early.
Triple mid.
Yeah, no longer solo mid. It's
TTM.
like
Well,
team all
the
mid.
name is like a bait.
There it is.
You only think there's going to be one guy there.
There will never be more than one guy in that lane. You don't have to worry. No, but I definitely feel as though giving that early pressure to LeBlanc, as they mentioned, is they counterpicked the Morgana into it. So you have this idea that that's a lane for Winterfox that should be winning. It quickly gets put behind.
Yeah, and Jat was talking about it too. You shove that wave in really early as Morgana to get the level 2 and to get the pressure. So you know that wave is going to be past middle when you come to gank it at that early.
And then, of course, TSM, known for their rotations and things like that, they played the game out pretty much perfectly in the sense of extending ward pressure into the jungle, taking the outer turrets, putting Baron pressure, forcing Winterfox into a terrible bot lane inner turret trade for Baron.
Yeah, and I think even just to start it off before that, their lane swap, TSM, was a really good choice. Forcing someone who hasn't played competitive before, like Avalon, coming in. Lane swaps are one of the hardest things to get used to because that's not something you practice on an everyday basis. And we really saw it there. Seemed to have a hard time.
Yeah, and knowing the pressure and the aggression that two people can put on you, we saw the Kalista chase him all the way down the lane with the Annie. It was so far, and that's something you don't experience at all.
Avalon definitely struggled a bit today. As a matter of fact, all of the individuals that we spoke about in the first segment of the day seemed to struggle. Impact, Piglet, Avalon. So you have to wonder how quickly they're going to be able to adapt to this competitive scene.
Yeah, I'll give Avalon, he didn't buy a Magi's.
It's true.
This game,
he's got that on Impact.
A little bit of a bonus there for him, but everybody kind of fell flat, and I think it's a lot of adjustment period getting to be in this competitive scene in North America. And everybody that you talk to, you know, it is slightly different here, but when you're on a completely different team, it's a completely different game. It feels completely different. You don't get lane swapped on the same way. Some people like manipulate the jungle differently, and you're like, whoa, nobody ever does that. And just tiny little nuanced things that you're used to playing in solo queue show up or don't show up at all, and then you're completely thrown off your instincts.
I think it's a really expected result because so many teams made so many off-season moves, and everyone is scrambling at the end of the season right before we're about to start, trying to pick up people and getting all these last-minute acquisitions. Of course, they're going to have a rough start for all the people that are just coming over here. I mean, Team Impulse is a really good example because they just all threw together the team very, very recently, didn't even get to practice together. So a lot of these teams are experiencing similar issues.
Yep, rough start for some, solid starts for others. Early in the season, so everyone is very close in the standings. We're actually going to take a look at those and see how the table is set. So right now, the LCS is divided into two groups. At the top, it's a 5-way tie for first, with the teams holding on to 2 wins and 1 loss. That group includes CLG, Gravity, and TSM with their win over Winterfox today. And sharing 6th place, we got the rest of the field, including Cloud9, Coast, and Dignitas, each team holding 1 win and 2 losses. We'll be back tomorrow with 5 more matches, starting with CounterLogic Gaming facing off against Cloud9. Then Dignitas will take on the Foxes of Winter, followed by TSM versus Team Liquid. So set a reminder for Sunday with a kickoff time of noon Pacific, 9 p.m. Central European. Now for myself, the casters, and the entire broadcast crew, thanks for watching, and GG.